Let's talk about depth perception. Depth perception is very powerful because it turns your light show from something that the viewer is just watching from afar into a completely immersive sensory experience. And that's really what makes gloving different from every other flow art, like hooping, poi, orbits, glow sticking. All of that is you're watching them perform that art, and you're usually watching it from afar. With the gloves, however, you can take your viewer and completely immerse them within your show so that everything they see, their whole world, is just contained within your light show. And that is the power of depth perception. When you utilize depth perception, you can create completely different illusions with the exact same move. One example would be a finger roll way out here. It looks cool, but when you bring a finger roll right into their face, it's so much more powerful. Your show really becomes boring if it's in the same spatial place the entire time. So you want to make sure you utilize all three of those axes. That Z-axis is very important, this Y-axis, and this X-axis. Now, this Z-axis is the most powerful one you want to utilize. Let's say we're doing this finger roll move right here. It looks pretty cool, but when you open it up in front of them and then you close it back here, it's like you're opening a galaxy for them to experience, not just watch, but really experience, and then you're bringing it back in here. That's the power of using your depth perception. Utilizing this depth of field is very important because some moves may not look cool at all. Like if I'm like way out here and I'm doing like beep, 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 it's not really that impressive. But if you're up close and you're strobing them and you make these precise like bop, 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 it hits so much harder. And so you want to make sure that you're utilizing that close-up space when you're hitting those small moves and when you want those small moves to pack a punch. Especially for something like strobing. You want to be up in their face because when you're strobing them from like way out here, it's not going to do anything to them. But if you're right up in their eyes, that is what's going to melt them. Another way to play with depth perception is utilize their peripherals. This is so powerful. If you imagine a 3-point structure, we'll do point 1 right here between the eyes and point 2 right at the ears. Point 2 and 3 at the ears. It could be like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter what number the points are. You can bring your show anywhere along this area. And even though they may not see your lights on the side of their faces, when you bring your hands over here, it turns it from just a visually sensory experience into one that they could really feel. And now they're noticing your face come from just in front of their eyes to the side of their ears. And I don't know if you guys have done this before, but putting your hands next to your ears, it kind of throws you off a little bit. It's just like, have you guys ever like pointed your finger right at your forehead and not touched your forehead, but just had it sitting there? There is this vibration that comes out of your pointer finger and you could totally feel it between your eyes. A similar sensation occurs when you start using the peripherals. They start to feel your show instead of just look at your show. This is one that AO Mimic uses amazingly. And the move is pretty much, you just do this besides their head. You go like this. And then you could like throw one hand over here, over here, over here. So you do this motion here. And you could go like this. And these hands are generally by the ears right now. But this motion right here is so trippy because it just turns it into this crazy sensory experience. And so utilize those peripherals in your depth perception. Now those peripherals are pretty hard to show on camera because it just looks like you're going out of frame. And the person on the internet that's watching your show, they're not gonna feel the hands by their face. So you could totally do it on camera, It just looks way better in person.